This morning I find myself at the Sabino Canyon Recreation Area, and I'm gonna do some hiking. I'm going to do a hike called Blackett's Ridge, and I'm really excited. I think it's about 5 miles out and back and about 1,700 feet of elevation gain, so it should be a good one. Also last night I got my first knock on the window, and I was asleep and it scared me to death. I had pulled into my campsite right at dusk, and there was a group of tents and a group of people very close to me, and I parked kind of in front of a pull-out to a tent. I thought that it was one of the people at the group. Apparently it wasn't. They showed up at like 11 p.m., 10:30, 11. But anyways, I thought I would share that little story with you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on the trail. Let's see what this is all about. All right, so here we are. This is the beginning of the phone line trail, and it looks like Blackett's Ridge is about half a mile onto the trail, so it's gonna cut off on its own separate trail. Up we go. All right, just made it back to the truck, and yeah, that was a good day of hiking. I hit more trails than I thought I would, but those are usually the best days, when you get out there and you kind of just wing it. Well, I just sunk my lunch money into the claw machine, so we're going hungry for a week. Well, last night's camp was much better than the night before. No late night knocks on the window, and an amazing view of Tucson. I made some really bomb food last night. I cooked up the rest of my turkey. I got, lady probably thinks I'm filming her. Sorry, lady. Cooked up the rest of my turkey. I had eggs, pepper jack cheese, spinach, and mushrooms. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. But that being said, I used pretty much the rest of my ingredients, so I had to stop here at Walmart before I head out on my hike today and pick up some goodies. Also, just a little story time for you. I had a dream last night that I was running through a field with a couple friends, and there were these wild boars, like wild hogs, and they were just running all over the place, you know, squealing, just like ripping all around the field. And my friends and I were chasing them down and wrangling them, like we'd put them in a headlock or something. It was so weird. It was so fun though, you know. It wasn't like anybody was getting hurt or anything. We were just having a good time. And keep in mind, I have never seen a wild hog or a wild boar in real life. I mean, I live in the Midwest and we don't really have a lot of that going on, so never seen one in my life. And I had that dream last night, and I remember, like, as soon as I woke up, I was like, that was a fun dream. That was cool. Well, on my way to this Walmart, a wild boar ran out in front of me. I mean, I missed him. I hit the brakes, I missed him. But what is that? I mean, what are the chances of that? I had never seen one in my life. I have a dream, probably the first dream I can ever remember, about a wild boar or a wild hog, and one runs out right in front of my truck. What is going on? I don't know if I should be on edge or if I should just, know everything's okay. I don't know, but just thought I'd share that with you guys. I'm going to hike to the window today via Ventana Canyon, so it's gonna be awesome. This trailhead is actually located back in a resort, so you kind of have to drive back here a little bit. They've got a fenced off area where you can park, and violators will be cited, so you better watch out. I am so excited for this hike. I've been recommended this one by a couple locals. I think it's probably going to be a pretty challenging route. Not sure the total mileage because there's a couple different routes you can take, so I'll update you guys on that later, but before I go, I'm gonna fuel up a little bit, eat some of this food I just bought, so. All right, well, there's the first look at the window. That's where we're headed to. Still got a long ways to go, but I've come quite a far way. This hike is definitely killer. Wow. Well, here we are. I made it to the boss fight. Window rock is right up there, and yes, the final ascent up to the top. It looks pretty killer. That one felt really good. It was just as cold as the last one, but it's a lot hotter today, so that was nice. These little pools are awesome. I love them. Gonna finish this hike out and see what I get into next. So I finally stopped in and got an EG. I got the lime and Sierra Mist on top of it, like a little spritz of Sierra Mist, and it's awesome. EGs, check them out. Good stuff. Spicy guacamole, feta cheese, and rotisserie pulled chicken. Hey yo! Alright, so I have another trail synopsis here for you. This is Blackett's Ridge Trail. This is located within Sabino Recreation Area here in Tucson. So Blackett's Ridge Trail, it shows down at the bottom here, we've got 1,778 feet of elevation gain, which is pretty decent. Distance out and back is 5.74 miles. So this is definitely a decent hike, a decent day hike for you. When you start here at the base of the canyon, you're going to start in a parking lot. You will have to pay a fee to park there unless you have the like the annual National Parks Pass. Those are valid, but I think it's $8 for everybody else to park there. Starting this hike, for the first about 0.4 miles, it's going to be very moderate. The first like 0.2 is pretty much flat, so it's going to be very relaxing, and a lot of saguaros and a lot of cool desert flora and things like that. Amazing things to look at, especially this time of year. There's a lot of wildflowers also blooming. But you're going to cross the Sabino Creek right here. Be sure to keep your boots or your shoes dry because you still have a long ways to go. Once you get up here, you can see that it's still technically the phone line trail, but at the 0.4 mile mark, it cuts off onto Blackett's Ridge Trail. All these little zigzags are switchbacks, so at this point you are getting into the elevation and you're going to start climbing. This is going to be a pretty a pretty intense climb. 1,700 feet is a pretty good project. I would allot like an hour and a half to do it. Take plenty of breaks, and I honestly encourage you to just take your time because the scenery all along this trail is amazing. You're going to look out over Tucson and have your mind blown. Once you get to the top, you're going to look out across the canyon. I'll zoom out a little bit. You're going to look out across the canyon, and all of these mountains through here are going to look amazing. So definitely enjoy that. Looking out at Thimble Peak, it's going to be awesome. So very amazing hike. I definitely recommend you hit this one, even if you're like not a big hiker. I think it's totally doable. 5.7 miles, 1,700 feet. You've got this. Go check it out if you're in the area. 10 out of 10. Alrighty, for this second hike that I hit on this video, it was the Window Peak Vista, I guess is what you would call it, via Ventana Canyon. In the video, I kept calling it Ventana or something, I don't know, but it's Ventana Canyon. It's one of those things I just glanced at it, like I do in 99% of everything I say on my videos. I just kind of throw it out there, but Ventana Canyon, definitely an amazing hike. This one is going to be a project, a full day for this one. I, for whatever reason, underestimated it, and this hike gave me some flashbacks to the Grand Canyon. So definitely do not take this one very lightly, but at the same time, you should definitely go see it because it was absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and hop into it at 14.47 miles out and back, an elevation gain of 4,600 feet. Yeah, that kind of shocked me. Getting started here, like I said in the video, you are going to start in the parking lot of a resort, which was kind of interesting. They have a little area that you follow the parking lot back, and you start at the trailhead. And the first, I would say 0.3 miles is very flat. You know, like most of these trails, you're just getting into the mouth of the canyon, so you're not going to have really any elevation. So after the first 0.3 or so miles, 0.5 or so miles, you'll get into some elevation. And right about in, let's see if I can get this to zoom in, right about here, the 2.5 mile mark, I believe, you're going to hit the Maiden Pools area. This is a collection of very small waterfalls that kind of trickle into a big pool and then trickles down into another pool and then trickles down. You get the idea. Very awesome, very scenic, beautiful spot. That's actually where I took the dip in the video, in one of those pools. So that's going to be an awesome little pit stop for you along the way. Although it's only 2.6 miles in, it's definitely worth stopping, having a little snack. And then from there, you're going to climb up to kind of another level, like another saddle, I guess is what you would call it. After it levels out a bit, you're going to begin to climb again. So this trail kind of hit in waves. You had the first wave getting to the Maiden Pools, and then it'll kind of level out, and then you'll have the second wave, which is kind of pushing up to the ridge line, which is actually, when you see this sharp right in the trail, this is actually when you're on the top of the mountain. This is the ridge line. You can see at the 62 feet mark. You've hit the ridge line and you're walking along the ridge line. Right after that sharp right, it flattens out and you get to walk kind of level for a little bit, which is nice. And then once you get over here to this 67.26 mark, kind of right in here, you're going to start going back up. And this is going to be the final push to the window. So right here is going to be the structure that is very famous, the window. You saw it in my video as that big round cutout out of the rock, and you could look through it kind of like a window. Very cool. Totally recommend. And it wasn't actually until after I did this hike that I realized that the Window Peak was a separate little thing you could even go farther back to. Kind of bummed once I figured this out, because I would have loved to push the extra little bit and seen it, but I thought the window was the end of the trail. Yeah, that's gonna go ahead and wrap up this trail review. Definitely prepare for this one. It kind of killed me because I really didn't expect much out of it going into it. But like I said, this reminded me a lot of the climb out of the Grand Canyon. So definitely not one to kind of just waltz into. Take your time with it and enjoy it. And there's a dude revving his dirt bike at this McDonald's. So I got to wrap this one up. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.